In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Hello and welcome to A Show Called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I'm Chris.
Oh, you didn't see that coming, did you?
Woo!
He's back.
Woo!
Nick isn't.
Nick isn't here.
No.
Why is that?
Well,
let's judge him. I say we judge him.
Well, I got to say, like, now I know you don't listen to the show.
No, I really don't.
Because why would you?
No.
No.
Liz tells me about it.
Well, we were right to do so at the time, but we gave you a bit of a hard time last episode for not being here.
Yeah.
And Nick
said, I will never miss another episode, so long as I live.
Well, Nick was first among the detractors. I tried to defend you.
Sure.
But he was so angry.
Yeah.
And
full
then
of rage.
It did occur to me afterwards that it's funny that it didn't come up in conversation at that point, that Nick would not be around for this episode.
That seems convenient.
And then I was like, oh, I can't believe Nick would let the fans down.
No.
And then it did occur to me that actually it is his 5-year wedding anniversary. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, actually, that's a pretty good reason to not be
it's
here.
a fine reason, and he's overseas.
Yes, he's gone
over 80.
He's gone to Disneyland Paris,
yeah.
Which
I think they're doing Paris and Disneyland in Paris, sort of thing.
We recently talked about you and I. Well, not like you and I. There are other people.
We're not going together.
No, there were other people present, but we talked about the concept of Paris syndrome.
Yes.
It came up on our little holiday, which we just took.
Oh, it did?
Yes.
I mean, let's be honest, John. We were both fairly hazy at that point.
Do you know what's weird?
Was.
Do you know what's weird? Over the course of that weekend, I don't think I ever felt drunk.
No.
I don't know.
But at a good level.
Yeah.
At a good level.
Yeah. Now, hello, listeners.
Hello.
Because we're very cultured.
Yes.
We've been on a holiday.
Together,
you and I.
Both of us.
With associates.
Other people were there.
A little honor
There
guard.
were 10 of us.
There were 10 of us,
in
yeah.
all, yes.
And we went to the beautiful city of Bruges.
Bruges in Belgium.
And if Paris syndrome is the feeling of depression that people get when they arrive in Paris, expecting the capital of love, a beautiful city, wonderful architecture,
finding a garbage can,
and finding it's an absolute shithole,
which it is. I've never been, but I'm told it is.
I'm told it is as well. Lucy's been. She said it is quite dirty.
Well, isn't all the good stuff like on the outskirts, and then if you actually get into Paris, something like that. Oh no, I'm thinking of the football stadium. The football stadium's on the outskirts in like a pit. And all the tourist attractions are in the fairly nice pit.
Le Pit.
Yeah. The Stade de France, it's also a rugby stadium.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Apparently it's in just a shithole.
Well, I think it's a bit like how... it'd be like, I don't know, going to London and going like, oh, here's Marble...
That's depressing.
Going, oh, Marble Arch, isn't it beautiful? And then, of course, you turn right and it's, you know...
Marble Arch is on a roundabout.
It is.
Technically.
Yeah. That was a bad example.
Yeah.
What's like a beautiful thing in London?
Oh, I don't know. The way out?
The Golden Arches.
Yeah, the bus stop.
Yeah. One of the consequences of going to Bruges is that we did actually have to spend a fair amount of time in London.
We were in London. As I say, it was a bus stop, really.
Yeah.
Most of my trips to London are it being a bus stop.
Yeah.
So we got the Eurostar.
We did.
So you and I, and another person.
Describe the Eurostar to somebody who isn't familiar with it.
I don't mind if I do.
Please do.
It's a train.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, help people out here. Where does it go to and from?
Oh, I understand. So, it goes from St Pancras in London, which is adjacent to King's Cross, where Harry Potter goes to Hogwarts, doesn't he?
Is that really where?
From King's Cross.
Does he?
There's a little trolley going into the wall at King's Cross Station.
Is there?
In real life.
It was news
and
to
all these fucking nerds, like pretend to like push it into the wall and go, "Oh, I'm like Harry Potter."
Right.
So we were at St Pancras, which is basically the same station.
Why are they different?
Why are they different?
St Pancras.
St Pancras is international.
Okay.
Because we went from there to a foreign country.
Sure.
And King's Cross is domestic.
Oh, I see. Right.
That's the basic difference.
I went my entire life without ever going to either. And then this year I've been twice.
There you go. I go to King's Cross / St Pancras quite a lot because I go through there to Gillingham. So I'm quite familiar with it, as you found out when I was showing you all the sights of getting to the tube stop.
I was very impressed. You knew your way.
It's the one bit of London I know.
It was impressive, and I was so. But to clarify, like the distinction between, because you're going through the Channel Tunnel.
Yes, let's carry on that. So it's an international train, very similar to your domestic trains. I'm sure you're very familiar with.
Except going outside the country is what you're saying.
Except it goes under the channel.
My God.
If you can imagine such a thing. There's a big tunnel, Le Tunnel, whatever. One of them.
Yeah.
And you go under the channel, like Sebastian, the crab. And you end up... we ended up stopping at Lille. That was one of our stops in France. Yeah. We stopped at Lille.
Did we?
Yeah, both ways.
We didn't get off, did we?
No, we didn't get off. No. And then we ended up in Brussels.
Sure.
The European capital. And that shit, let me tell you. The approach to Brussels was so disappointing, wasn't it? It was just graffiti and horribleness everywhere. So I assume it must just be a city that happens to have all this political power for some reason. Because presumably there's a nice bit of it.
There would have to be, one would think.
Yeah, because that was shit.
Well, even when we came into Bruges, because it was a pretty grey day.
Yeah. Like smashed down.
I was outside your house at 10 to 6 in the morning.
It's a wonder we lasted so as long as we did that night. We'll get to that.
We walked from your house to the bus station.
Yes. That was our first
in the dark
leg of the journey, in the dark.
Then we had probably the worst
winter,
probably the worst bit of the journey was getting the coach from Cheltenham to London, which was just
lots of traffic,
just slow and painful and grim.
That took about 3-4 hours.
Yeah, and then we ditched the coach.
We got off early because I know the way from Earl's Court bus stop to the tube station.
So left the house in the dark.
Yeah.
Spent 3.5 hours on a coach, kind of in twilight because it was just kind of grey.
Yeah.
Got off early because we were stuck in a horrible queue.
Yeah.
Walked along a grey street.
Yeah.
Under a grey sky.
Yeah.
Went down into a grey station.
Yeah. Went underground.
Then on the underground.
Dark.
Got out of the underground into more rain.
Yeah.
Went
to the pub.
We did go to the pub.
That was good.
Yes, that was very nice. Yeah.
Went to the Spoons.
Also kind of grey.
Very grey.
Yeah. And
then we went to the station.
Got on the train.
That was fairly uneventful.
Oh no, so we had to go through. We went through essentially customs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Show the passport and everything.
And then at the other side, I was expecting there to be like a pub. For sure.
It's grim.
It was, there was like a kiosk.
Yeah. I was surprised how much it was like going to an airport.
Oh, no, that's what I was expecting. But it was shitter than an airport.
Well, you're a more travelled man, certainly of late. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
But, I was like, okay, so you got to, put your bag through the scanner, get frisked and all that, show your passport. And then you're in, ostensibly,
the holding pen.
The waiting lounge. This will be lovely. And then...
Shit.
Well, it stank.
Yeah, it did.
The toilet, just the smell of the toilets.
To be fair, we did stand right next to the toilet.
Well, not...
We stood outside the,
We're, in it.
What was it called? It was, the pantry zone.
Happy Eater. Something like that.
Anyway,
the
we got a
cafe.
Pint. We got a pint there.
Well, you had a pint
I had a pint there. Did you not?
No.
No, fair
because it was it stank like shit. It was 10 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
No, it's 12 p.m.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'd already had a beer by then.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. What is time?
Time is irrelevant.
Time is meaningless when you pass through passport control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we got on Le Shuttle, or the Eurostar, depending on your terminology. That was dark, because we went under the sea.
What's
like Sebastian
really stupid is that going both ways. I just missed the bit when we were under the ocean.
Well, it was the bit where it was dark.
Well, but there was a couple of build-ups where we went through a tunnel.
You did a more subtle.
I think
tunnel.
I'd gone to get a coffee from the cafe.
Yeah,
and I think
Le
Cafe,
and
as I was paying, I think it was dark, and I think I joked to I said, we're in a tunnel, and I was like, are we in the tunnel?
Yeah,
he was like, yes, I believe we are. I was like, I didn't, almost.
I mean, there's nothing to see.
No, but it's so ordinary. You just don't pay attention to the fact that, like,
weird though, isn't it?
What an incredible achievement. We're under the ocean.
We're under the water on a train.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And that is, of course, because I remember, like, as a kid going on a French trip or something like that.
Good for you.
But the coach, that was
you
different.
on the ferry.
No. The coach went. You could drive into the train.
Yes, you can.
That's like different, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
I mean, they're obviously different.
They're
'Cause
obviously different.
One is a train, and the other is a train.
I don't quite know the difference. Maybe that's Le Shuttle.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the
because
difference.
I think
there is Le Shuttle. Maybe it's a branding thing. I don't know.
Well, it might be.
I don't know.
I guess the difference is, like, we caught a train from the centre of London.
We did.
Whereas I think the alternative would be driving closer to, like,
Well, we've got the ferry
Dover
over
or whatever.
Yeah, we got the ferry over to Lille a few years ago, and that was from, I think it was Dover. I'm pretty sure it was Dover.
Sure, yeah.
And someone drove, so that was on a ferry though, but it wasn't on it. We didn't drive onto a train or anything.
Well, I have a memory of the coach being in this big kind of futuristic Star Trek like capsule, and we got out.
Nice.
Because of course you couldn't. There was like a coach.
Can't stay on the coach
in like little compartments. And then it was just weird because, like, you're stationary, but you're not.
Yeah.
Or maybe I dreamt all this, and this is technology that doesn't exist.
Possibly.
But I'm fairly certain the coach was in a train,
in a bubble of some kind,
hurtling it. Am I dreaming this? Because this
No, this sounds like something that could happen in the future.
I mean, this would have been. I realize as I'm saying it, I'm like, this feels like Star Trek or something. Maybe
Are you sure you weren't just like going through a tunnel in like Northumberland or something?
No, I was with school people.
Okay. I believe you, John.
God,
thousands
am I being an idiot?
No, I think you're probably right.
It could be a confused memory. I don't know.
Someone should look that up.
Yeah,
Wikipedia.
I don't think I was on the ferry.
I don't think it's important. Anyway, we're not talking about that one.
No,
we're talking about this one. So, what did we do? We were in Brussels.
So
shit.
Grey. We didn't see anything of it. We went from one station
to
another.
All we saw of it was shit. Though.
Yeah, I will tell you though that once again we can add it to the column. Another country whose internal public transport seems to shit all over ours.
Much
because
better.
Yeah, it's like
trains turn up like when they say they're going to.
Yeah, and it was like
it's pretty cool.
€14 to get an hour-long train journey.
Yeah, so we went domestically from Brussels to Bruges, which I thought was further south, but it turns out it's much further north than Brussels. So back the way we came, effectively.
Well, you did better than me because you've been to Bruges before.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Well, I knew it was coastal because I obviously went there on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
In March. But somehow I thought it was more inland than it was.
But that's a big tell because I looked at it on the map after the trip. And I was like, oh, that's where it was.
Yeah. No frame of reference.
Normally I'm the guy who has to know everything.
Isn't it nice not to be there?
It was wonderful.
For a weekend.
Yeah.
How's that? Go where you're told. Enjoy yourself.
Shout out to our good friend Jolly.
Yep.
Who did everything.
Literally everything.
Like, literally everything.
We were asking him questions in Bruges.
Yeah.
Which we could have easily found the answers to ourselves. And he didn't know.
It was like...
And he had to look them up for us.
Hello, Mr. Jolly. I see you've brought your 9 ugly children with you.
Your older, bolder, fatter sons.
No, he was great because it was so... Like, I didn't really know... I barely knew what day we were coming home on. It was just like...
Well, you actually asked.
I didn't know.
Before we left, you said, what day are we home?
I didn't know.
Monday was the answer.
My family asked me, like, when are you back? I was like, I don't know.
I don't know. So we were there Friday till Monday. 3 nights.
Yes, that's
3
true.
nights we were there. So we got there 5-ish.
And then the time difference.
Yeah, so they're an hour ahead.
Yeah.
In Bruges.
I think it took us about 11 hours.
Oh, it did, yeah.
Yeah, to get there.
It was a long... I mean, there's a shorter way of doing that.
It could have been worse, but, like, we were travelling on a...
We had each other.
I
think that was the main thing.
But, it was grey and...
Yeah, and we got there and it was pissing down.
And I got to say, like, when we got to Brussels, you mentioned it was a bit of a shithole. Well, no, Brussels maybe not, but, like, what we saw of the train station the approach.
That was appalling.
Yeah, it wasn't nice. And then I was starting to get that thing where I'm like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm tired, it's raining... This place looks horrible.
You had a little nap, didn't you?
I didn't actually.
No,
I couldn't.
We were playing cards. Played a lot of cards, and drinking. By that point, we were sort of in our zone. I think
that's the thing. I hadn't quite found my zone yet. I only ate like a bacon butty that day.
Yeah.
So I was really hungry.
By the time we did end up eating, I was ravenous.
But if the opposite of, but if Paris syndrome is turning up, expecting big things, and getting horribly depressed, this is the exact opposite.
Was it?
Because
I'm glad to hear you say that, John.
I was getting hungry. It was rainy. It was very, very grey. I cannot stress enough how grey everything was.
Yeah.
Finally get off at Bruges.
Yeah.
I've got to say, you get off a train station.
Yeah.
It's not the most appealing arrival
No,
point in
not
Bruges.
at all.
Very
Not at
grey,
all.
very concretey.
The train station's quite a walk out of the city. It's worth
And
for anyone considering Bruges.
Yeah.
We'll get to the good stuff, but it's quite a way out of the city. The train station.
Yeah,
So don't let this put you off.
20-minute walk.
20-minute walk.
So I mean, like for some people, that's not the end of the world.
No,
Yeah.
but it's what I'm more trying to say is the shit bit isn't in the city.
Yeah. So I got to say, I really wasn't like worried, but at that point I was just like, oh, is
this going to be crap?
Is this place going to be really disappointing?
Yeah.
You know, we make the best of it, but I was really expecting it to be kind of like just grey and horrible.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about Bruges. I didn't know that the whole thing is ringed by water.
Yeah,
like
it's
a
like
canal
in a
or
moat.
Yeah.
Basically.
So we cross over a bit of water, which is obviously part of a moat.
Yeah.
And then you start to notice little things like, you know, the road is suddenly cobbles.
Yeah. It's charming. Although you don't know what's a road and what's a pavement.
That is true.
That occurred quite a lot.
And
over
apparently
the weekend.
neither did many of the local drivers either.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
I don't think it's important.
You talk about like, what do they call them? Like shared streets or whatever, co-pedestrian hybrid streets, you know. And we have those here in the UK.
Sure.
And generally, the idea is that the cars move very slowly.
Yeah.
Not
so much.
They don't give a fuck in Bruges. No.
And why should they?
No. Just
most of the people are tourists.
and,
It's more where they came from.
Yeah, they're probably sick of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we're just walking in. Jolly knows the way. Jolly knows everything.
Thankfully.
You know, you just start to go like, I wonder what I'm just going to glance down that street as we're walking. Oh, what a delightful, picturesque scene. It's everything I'd imagine.
What a vista.
Oh, and here's another one. Another one. I didn't see an ugly street in Bruges.
They were all very charming.
They were charming.
Yeah.
Even the ones where they were cleaning the sewers.
Yeah.
And it stank.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's beautiful.
But
Smells
it's
like
still a nice
shit.
European street. It's very quintessentially European.
Yeah.
I felt.
And
every European city, right? And I'm slightly getting ahead of myself, but every major European city, certainly that I've been to, has a wonderful, wonderful square, like a central area where people just hang out and have a coffee or have a beer,
have a coffee, have a croissant,
whatever,
you know, have a.
And
waffle.
Bruges was no exception. In fact, it's one of the finest squares I think I've ever been to.
It's possibly the finest square I've ever been to, for sure.
Lille had a good one. Speaking of Lille.
But we got in, I'd say five-ish, 4-ish, 5-ish, 6-ish, whatever the time difference
whatever it was. Yeah. Tea time.
In and the hotel was very classy.
Nice hotel.
The hotel was very classy. Again, thanks to Jolly for
felt
doing everything.
Almost too good for us when we walked in.
Well, if we're all in our mid to late 30s
Had
now.
we been a stag do, which I'm sure many people assumed we were, before if you looked at us for 20 minutes, you would have realised we weren't.
I think we actually conducted ourselves quite respectably.
I thought we were very good.
Yeah.
Very well behaved.
Yeah. Because I've been on, I think we've talked about it before on the podcast, I've been on a holiday with you before.
Thank you.
Electric fences were climbed.
Yeah.
Somebody slept on the floor of a toilet cubicle.
Yep.
Somebody got beaten up. You know, it
Lots
wasn't
of things.
It wasn't that. This was quite a classy,
nice 30-something old men's holiday.
And it was
city break.
It was really nice.
Yeah,
like
a lovely weekend.
Yeah, and
once the rain stopped, which it did, it gave terrible weather all weekend, and it actually was fine.
Yeah,
mostly.
No, it was lovely.
There was the odd shower, but mostly, and we were in the pub by then. Who cares?
Now, have you seen the movie In Bruges?
No.
Thank you. I haven't either.
People keep saying to me, "Oh, have you not seen the movie?"
I think I have to watch this movie now.
Yeah,
I think everybody has seen this damn movie.
I've been to Bruges twice in 6 months this year.
Ooh,
so I was there in March, a regular. But I was only there for the day in March. Obviously, having been there for the day, I wanted to go back, which we successfully achieved. So yeah, I sort of have to watch the movie now. Yeah. And I will. I'll get there. Is it on Netflix?
I don't know.
We'll find out. It was on something.
But we that first night when we were a little flagging a bit, we were a little hungry. Long journey.
There was a point where it was like we need to eat.
Yeah.
Because did we go? Oh yeah, we went to a bar. That was weird.
We went to a bar.
We didn't start well.
No, because that's when I think my pingings were really starting to dip a bit. Because I was like, Go into this bar. It's like a tiny. It's probably about the size of this room we're recording
I actually
in.
found this bar, which I'm not proud of.
Well, I felt a little claustrophobic in there.
It was quite small. There's a mixture of sort of, and we'll get to the other bars in a bit, like cellar bars.
Yeah.
And those tiny like corner bars almost, which are too small.
And the guy, I think, we ordered like, can we have...
he was a fucking arsehole. He told me off. He told me off because I went upstairs to see if there was more seating.
Yeah.
And he whistled at me. I was like, get lost.
Put some signage up if you don't want people going up the stairs.
So anyway.
But yeah, and I think there's an important lesson here. We all got served a beer.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, that's quite nice.
Well, because we were new in town.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And I don't know how
I think you could tell.
I don't know how they could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we asked for Duvel.
Maybe the thing I just drank.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Well, yeah. We asked for 8, 9 Duvel and a red wine because someone was drinking red wine. That's how classy we are. One of our company was drinking red wine.
And it wasn't available. He'd run out.
Which is fine.
Well, or maybe he just didn't want to waste it on us.
Billy bullshit.
Yeah.
So we went, well, just bring us something you recommend. Knowing I'd looked at the taps.
Yeah.
And I could see there was Bruges, which was the brewery I'd been to in March.
Yeah.
And other things you would associate with sort of domestic Belgian beer. That's not commercialized or anything like that.
You've been telling me how good the beer was.
Exactly.
In Bruges.
Yeah. And he brought us... What did he bring us, John?
Well, it turned out... this is where there's an important lesson here about presentation because he served us a clear lager in a very lovely glass.
A lovely glass.
Lovely glass, like a goblet.
Nothing comes... Well, we did end up having some pints, but very rarely will you have a pint in Bruges, and there's a reason, because it's incredibly strong usually. But
and
we did end up having a couple.
And I was drinking this, we were all drinking this, and I think some of us were even going like...
Certainly someone said to me, oh, this is lovely.
Yeah, that's refreshing, that's crisp.
And then I had to tell them what it was.
And it was actually Stella.
It was a Stella Artois.
Yeah, it was Stella Artois. Not if you're ranking Stellas, not the worst in the world, but he had kind of...
I hadn't travelled 11 hours to have a Stella.
He sold us up the river a bit.
Oh, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Although, having said that, it was really cheap. It was like super cheap.
Yeah, he was like, he wasn't going to waste for Duval on us, and he just gave us
he
cooking
probably
lager,
thought
basically.
we were a stag do. When we walked in, I bet you he thought we were a stag do. It was Friday night.
And I think that's when I was starting to worry because I'm like, oh god, there's 10 of us, 10 lags.
Is it all going to be like this?
And also, are we going to get served? Because people, they might be like, no, piss off. We don't want you.
We don't want your kind
uglying us up.
Yeah.
And then any port in a storm, we find this amazing kebab.
Yeah.
Restaurant.
Well, yeah. It was Cairo Grill.
Cairo Grill. That's our little recommendation if you like meat.
I've got two. I've got that, and then where we went the next night.
I think they were all good actually.
They were all quite good. And
was
the
like,
pizza place.
Yeah. And I mean, if you like meat.
Oh, wow.
It was actually
it was meat on a bed of meat.
It sounds like I'm being dismissive here. The guy was really friendly. It was a nice
lovely chap.
It was a lovely restaurant, and
he was Egyptian, obviously, because it was called Cairo Grill.
Yeah, and
he was talking about Mo Salah,
who is
an Egyptian footballer,
who
plays
footballer.
for Liverpool.
Yeah, well, you guys were all talking football with him.
He was. Who do you support? And I was like, you wouldn't know them. Don't worry about it.
Don't waste good.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you.
And also, based on some of our conversations about the fate of your football team recently, I don't think you even really support them anymore.
Well, it's difficult. I don't want to like depress the proprietor.
It's like that is a conversation for another day.
Yeah,
so.
I will come back tomorrow and we can talk about it.
But it's like you could select off the menu basically like, do you want the grill 1, the grill 2, or the grill 3 kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
so we had to look up because chicken is it's like in Flemish is something completely different.
I had to look up the word. Well, I didn't know what this is going to be a terrible anecdote because I was reading a style magazine in the hotel lobby.
Yeah.
They had some like glossy magazines.
Sure.
And there was an article in it about it was written in Flemish or whatever, saying like visit the UK. Come on holiday to the UK.
Don't. So it's a trick.
And he's going like, come to the UK. There are and it was listing all these classic things, and I was going like, oh. That's got to be like Buckingham Palace, obviously, And then one was like called Scroogelwammen.
Oh, I love Scroogelwammen.
Scroogelwammen.
That's one of my favourite tourist
And I was
attractions.
like, what the hell is Scroogelwammen? It's not, but I googled it. Scotch eggs.
That's funny.
Or something like that. So
that's not in the top 20 things I'd associate with.
This is like the top 5.
UK. Fuck
apparently
that.
so. Yeah.
Although they're quite foodie, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, it was
as well as beer.
Yeah. But the thing about the grills was that as you progress down the grill chart,
you'd get an extra helping of meat.
They never took away what was below it.
No. It was an addition.
So grill
Always.
1 is kebab meat.
Kebab meat with, and then there was kebab meat with chicken.
That's what I had.
Kebab meat with chicken and sausage.
Yeah,
which is what I had.
Some of you should have stopped at grill 2. It's got getting a bit.
The sausage, I liked it. Not everyone did. I liked it. Yeah, so we did that, and that was delicious. I think we were bloody hungry.
It was actually really good. Like the funny thing,
and he brought us a proper beer as well.
Yes, he did.
He bought me a Bruges Dot. He bought everyone else a Duvel,
which I think is what I just drank.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason, Chris Ray, haven't seen him since Bruges. We're recording today.
No.
I haven't had a beer since Bruges.
No, me neither.
So I thought my good friend Chris Ray is coming over. I'm going to see what Belgian beers they have in the supermarché.
Yes.
And
you recognise these things now.
Well,
You look
yeah.
at them now, you're like, oh my god, it's that beer.
We were saying before we came on air. This is the problem for me now. I think Bruges has actually spoiled beer for me
It's very good.
because it was so good.
It's very good.
It was so good.
Like I usually the sort of setup we have is that John will provide a large beer,
A large beer.
and I'll bring a
Yeah.
supplementary beer around. So I bought round. Well, that's actually a neck oil from the train that I didn't drink, and I've also got a can of Estrella. Fucking piss water.
I would
Get it out of my sight.
I would actually struggle to drink an Estrella now.
It's not good.
No.
It's very difficult to go from Belgian beer back to your regular beer.
Well, the really cool thing is
Certainly in this country.
obviously they come in these smaller bowls. They come in these like kind of scubby little bowls. That's,
So this is a 330.
330. So
That's
like
the same sort of standard.
half a pint.
Yeah,
give or
that's the
take.
same sort of as our like Budweiser
Yeah.
bottle, for example.
And
but in a nice shape.
when we went to one of the breweries and we were drinking in Bruges, I passed a tour group and I overheard the guide saying to them, any beer which is below 8% is referred to as a light beer.
Yes.
In Belgium.
Yeah.
So that's setting the kind of benchmark really.
Yeah.
And
These are 8%. These ones.
And we drank like, I don't say to excess, but I felt like we were drinking near constantly.
Pretty, yeah.
But but in a good way. I'm trying to say this.
There's a difference. There's a difference there in that you can drink and you don't get bloated because you don't need to drink a lot.
Yeah.
To get to a good level, and then you can just carry on at that level, which I think is kind of the point.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's like sell as much as you can. People will get fucked up after like 5, 6, 7, and by then they're like sleepy. They want a kebab, that kind of thing. Whereas in Belgium, it's much classier and you have a much nicer experience.
Yeah. No, it really it was kind of like it sounds a bit pretentious to say, but it was kind of like
True though.
It was like appreciating fine wine or something like
it
that.
was.
Because we just go.
That's exactly what it
What
was
are we going to do? Oh, we're on holiday. Let's sit on the square and have a beer.
Yeah.
Which is what I did one day, and it's like, oh,
And they come in like there was a place called 2B Belgium, 2B Bruges, sorry,
to be Bruges,
and it had a thing called the beer wall
the beer wall.
in there, and you sort of they displayed every bottle of beer. I think either that they had available or was available in Bruges.
This
or
was
something like that.
This was like the coolest shit to me. This
Yeah.
was so cool.
And in every cabinet they had a bottle of the beer
Yep.
and the glass, because every beer in Belgium has its own distinct glass.
Oh, this works of
so they
art.
displayed them all on the wall. It was delightful.
Well, the weirdest thing was like, it's like an arms race where they're trying to outdo each other by coming up with like the best glass, and a lot of them just look like a really cool glass goblet, with like a funky stem, with like a bit of a glass sculpturing on it.
I've got it's called Castile or Castel, and that's probably the finest glass I've ever drunk out of. I would say, and I've got one at home.
Well, to complete that point though, when we went to 2B Bruges, a lot of us were having very ornate, fancy glasses.
I had a horn.
Yeah,
I was drinking out of a glass horn.
you had one which is like a cow's horn.
Yeah.
And of course, you might be asking yourself, how do you rest that? How does that go on the table?
Well, it comes with like a wooden plinth.
Yeah.
Which is very good. Of
Yeah,
them.
actually comes with a.
Although it had a security tag on it.
Yeah,
Obviously, some dicks have tried to nick it.
can't think why.
Yeah.
Probably groups of 10 or so.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
British
I'd imagine
folks,
we're
yeah.
high risk.
But no, it's like you could get these irregular shaped glasses.
Yeah.
Which would never stand up on their own.
No.
So they come with a completely custom wooden frame
There was
to hold it.
There was we went to Le Trappiste, the Trappist,
The trap.
which was I think one of the highlights I would say of the weekend. And there were
basement
some
bar.
lovely beers in there, and there was one that was like a half yard or a yard of beer.
Yeah.
You get like a whole yard, and you get the ball at the bottom.
Yeah, it's like a lot.
It's like a mini version of that.
Yeah.
and that had its own rest.
It was so cool. And and obviously you could, as you say, you could buy every glass.
Yeah,
it's like a souvenir.
there's a shop. If you go downstairs off the street from 2B, there's a whole like emporium of glasses and beers and this, that, and the other. I bought a nice mug from there in the end. I thought I'm not going to buy a glass because I've already got a nice one, but I bought a nice mug
to appreciate your hot drinks in.
Yes, I've had some tea in it.
But like as we were sitting around the table and we all had our all completely unique glasses.
Yeah,
it just made it very, I don't know, cool and special because every time someone got a beer, you're like, oh, what have you got? What have you got?
Well, we were all trying each other's beers, which wasn't very COVID safe.
No, probably in
a
a post-COVID world. But I mean, like we were all spitting in each other's mouths as well, so that was
at that
point.
point. Yeah, we're all certainly screaming in each other's faces.
But as I going along the table, you had a comically oversized glass horn.
It was actually quite difficult to drink out of.
It looked cooler than it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I got a photo with it.
I had. It looked like a jam jar.
Yeah, yours was good. I like yours. It looked like
it
looked like a can with the top
kind of
like,
shaved off. Yeah. Jolly had what basically looked like the Holy Grail from the Last Crusade. It was like an actual just kind of
China.
And then some people, there was a beer that just got served in a coconut.
Yeah, half a coconut.
My point is, you could buy
the coconut.
Well,
it was like a resin coconut or something.
Really? Are you sure it wasn't a real coconut shell?
I'm pretty sure they were for sale downstairs.
Well, yeah, that doesn't mean they couldn't. They wouldn't
No one's selling coconuts for €5.
Well, somebody
just go down the shop.
It's been pre-hollowed out. Someone's put a lot of care into it. My point is, like, yeah, I think if you bought a coconut, you'd be robbed, basically.
But they were definitely for sale down below.
Yeah.
Really cool. Trainer bought a Poirot. Can't say it. Poirot.
The detective.
Yeah, like goblet.
Oh,
there was a beer with Poirot. I can't fucking say Poirot. Poirot on
it.
Yeah. Whatever. That guy. David Suchet.
Yeah.
On it. And Trainer got one of them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was sharing a room with him and I didn't know that.
Yeah, he bought one of them.
Yeah.
God love him.
Hid that.
Well, we saw that on the wall and we were like, oh, let's see if it's downstairs. Ooh. Which it was.
Speaking of which, I'm going to crack open another
Have another one. What are you having now?
Well, let me see. I've just finished a beautiful Duvel. Which is 8.
Duvel is a quite popular, I would say quite a commercial one in Bruges itself, but it hasn't necessarily translated over here.
Well, it's 8.5%. It's very, very nice, very crisp.
I'm drinking, well, I said when I came in, you brought out the Belgian beers, and this is actually one that I saw, but didn't have. It's called Le Chouffe. Well, it's got a gnome on it.
Well, in that case, I'm going to have a... Chimay, and I don't think I had a Chimay while I was out there.
I had a Chimay, I had a Duvel.
So I'm going to crack this one open.
But yeah, this is one of the ones I didn't have. I was drinking lots of blonde beers because I enjoyed them very much.
Well, I think the nicest one I had was called like Orvel.
Yeah,
Orvel.
There was an Orvel.
Really like that.
Omen, Arwen, something like that.
Some of them just I couldn't keep track of some of them. They
there was an absolutely incredible one I had in. I went on about it the rest of the weekend.
Oh yeah,
in La Trappiste. Cool. I can't remember. It was number 19 on the board. For if anyone goes there, ask for a number 19. Tell them I sent you.
Oh, that's very nice.
But yeah, I wish I knew the name because it said on the board this is a local Bruges blonde beer, so it's not even like a national brand. So I wish I'd remembered the name of it.
This is a triple ale.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't 100% know what that means. We saw a lot of things which are called like doubles or triples. Yeah. And it is 8%.
Lovely.
And
these are all around 8%.
But I think
piss water.
I think this is the difference. It's like if I was, because normally we'd be recording an episode, and I would go and buy like a pint bottle.
Yeah,
they're bigger bottles.
You don't need to.
Like a clear lager.
It's changed your life, this trip.
I think it has. Because
we're going to be pretentious from now on.
Well, we are. I don't think we can escape it. It's like I can't go back. I can't go and buy like a bottle of
Why should you?
Peroni.
Why should you?
And I used to like just sipping on a Peroni. It takes the edge off for night. But
the thing is, if here,
no, it's
like you gave me let's say a Carling, for example, here's an 8% Carling, I'd be like, oh no, thank you, I'll pass.
Yeah.
Whereas this 8%, lovely,
8% in a little glass.
It's like a halfway house between beer and wine, almost, and it does obviously taste like it.
And it's nice.
It's just a nice time.
It's like we're being sponsored by the Belgium travel.
I would take that sponsorship. Frankly, at this point,
what I'm saying is we're not sellouts, but we will be.
Yeah, I could be. Yeah,
it's just.
So what you're saying is, John, but Bruges initially you were worried, but you got turned around pretty quickly.
I was only worried for a very brief window.
Yeah.
A very brief window. I had a lot of faith in our tour guide.
Yep.
who did everything for us. Like we were just completely incapable. But no, just a brief window where I was like, I'm a little hungry. I've seen a lot of concrete today.
I don't want to. Yeah.
And suddenly it was wonderful.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we found a good restaurant. We found Le Trappist, which was a great bar. If you're ever in Bruges.
Oh, it's well good. Yeah.
I would recommend that. We had a lovely time in there. That was great. It was a really good time we had. We just kept the beers going. They put some good music on.
Nobody embarrassed themselves. We played some cards. Lot of cards.
Had a nice time.
Yeah.
And then the weekend continued in that vein, I would say.
It was good. It was a very sophisticated, pleasant affair.
We're well sophisticated.
Yeah, well sophisticated.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been the Smile Time Holiday Hour.
This has been an advertorial sponsored by
beer.
La Belgique Touriste Board
and Le Trappist Bar.
Yeah. Number 19. Tell them Chris ain't you.
We also went up a clock tower.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was our touristy bit.
That was good.
I was glad we did that because I didn't want to just spend all the time in pubs.
No, we did.
Far be it for me to break character, but I didn't want to spend the whole time in.
We walked. We took in the sights. We went.
It was like a big spiral staircase that was hard on the old thighs.
Someone in our party
saved someone.
Grabbed
someone like they were falling. Yeah. I didn't actually see this.
No, he was slightly below us.
Yeah.
He got in the
way.
Did
you see it?
No, I was too busy kicking that woman down the stairs.
Yeah. She had to come in.
But no, somebody in our team, I would say the one, maybe this is related, I don't know, the one guy in the party who admitted he didn't actually like beer.
Well, he said on the second day, I've learned that I'm not a drinker. We're like, yeah, fair enough.
So we're saying the guy didn't like beer or alcohol that much.
Yeah, he had the sharpest.
Clearly, his nerve endings weren't dead yet because he actually flat out just saved a woman from falling down this insane.
I think it was a little girl.
But yeah,
that's what I heard.
I heard it was a child at one point, maybe a girl.
There were lots of rumors circulating.
Anyway, but he just possibly saved a life.
Yeah, good effort.
Yeah,
well done him.
And then we completely downplayed it, and
then we all went to the pub,
got on with our lives.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we get back to the show?
Why don't we?
Yeah,
38 minutes.
Astounding.
Yeah, well done. We certainly earned our euros.
There's that guy. It's like a famous American travel guy. Do you remember in the UK we used to have growing up in the 90s? There was like what was that show?
Holiday program.
The holiday. What was it called?
Gloria Honeyford used to present it.
It was called something really basic, like the travel show or something like that.
What was it called? It might be just called Holiday.
Yeah,
it might have just been called Holiday.
It just had a really shitty title.
Fuck. Maybe it was Holiday.
This is how basic TV was back then.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was called.
Yeah, we're not talking like the distant past. Well, I guess we are now, but like,
it had a very distinctive theme tune which I now can't remember, but I'm sure it's probably on YouTube somewhere.
But if you were
I'm sure that's what it was called.
But this is like the BBC, or I assume it was the BBC.
I think it was ITV.
Okay,
I think.
Okay, so the advertising's paying for it.
Yeah,
but clearly one of the best presenting gigs you could possibly get.
Imagine.
Because
it's like being a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
See, again, not to be like such an old man about it, but this is kind of like pre-internet.
Yeah.
So
we're going to pay for you, Gloria Honeyford, from the telly, to be a tourist.
Yes.
Imagine.
Yeah. We didn't
know a gig.
We didn't know shit about anything.
No.
And I can't just go on
Very well put.
I can't go on Google because it hasn't been invented. If I wanted to find out about going to Bruges, I'd have to go into the shitty town centre in the shitty town I live, go to a travel agent, buy a glossy booklet about the place I want to go,
brochure,
look at nice photos of it, and then book a plane. Like, everything was so analog.
Those were good days, though, probably.
But then you get this weird kind of travel porn kind of footage where they'd have like a rotating cast of like 4 hosts.
Yeah.
And every episode, they sent each of them to an incredible location.
Yeah.
The money.
Yeah, there was a lot of money. There was a lot of money floating around.
Well, nobody knew any better. It was the 90s.
Who cares?
What's the What's the opposite of a recession?
D-session.
A D-session.
An unsession.
I feel I've never experienced one in the time I've been earning.
No,
but
we're in permanent crisis, as you know, John. So,
but I think in the 90s it was like, oh yeah, everything's great.
Nothing
will ever go wrong. Yeah.
Ricky Gervais does a bit in one of his stand-ups where he's like, I think civilization peaked around 2006, and since then we've just been on like quite a steep decline. because of the access we have to everything. And he probably isn't that wrong. I don't necessarily enjoy Ricky Gervais all the time now, but
I think his
latest one got panned, and I've not actually watched it.
No, so no, that's not the point, is it? I was just thinking, like, I know probably everybody thinks civilization peaked around the time they were maybe in their 20s, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah,
but
in terms of like technological advances and things like that, and we were all enjoying our lives and not falling out with each other.
I get like a lot of nostalgia for like between like 2010 and 2014.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty good.
I don't really like nostalgia. I do try to avoid it, but like I think a lot about the internet.
Yeah, and I kind of think everything is the internet's fault.
Well, I also thought like the internet felt quite fun around that time.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
because it was
the backdrop of the internet informs your reality.
Oh, that's actually quite profound.
Write that down.
The backdrop of the internet informs your reality.
Fuck me.
Jesus Christ.
That's been in there.
That's a bit highbrow.
That's been in there somewhere for months.
And if I hadn't been
drinking this 8% delicious Belgian beer, that wouldn't have come out.
Yeah, because what else would you be doing? We'd be sitting here with a Carlsberg, new and improved recipe.
I'd have been sitting here with a Carlsberg going, ugh.
Is it possible that this is why we're like this? Not just as a show, but as a country. Like, is this our...
Yeah, maybe.
I think it was last summer.
Stronger beer in less quantity. That's the answer.
I think it was last summer, and for some reason, I think we'd gone over to yours. You were either having a barbecue or we were doing something in the garden.
Yeah.
And I foolishly picked up a crate of Carlsberg.
Oh my goodness!
Because it had a sign on the pack saying "new and improved recipe."
Bullshit.
And it may have been written in.
They tried to make Carlsberg classy, didn't they?
Yeah.
Look how discerning we are now.
It tasted exactly.
Look at us. 3 nights in Belgium, and we've all turned around on everything.
I guess context is everything. Like after,
you should go to Bruges though. If you're listening to this,
go to Bruges if you can,
and you're thinking about it.
Go to Bruges. It's lovely.
Just go.
Really, really nice. Hey, and here's the thing: like, if I'm gonna pay X amount, if I'm gonna pay, if this beer's a little overpriced, at least it's good. And it wasn't
too bad. Actually.
No, actually, compared to what you paid back here,
£3.70
for like a
half.
Yeah. Well,
it wasn't even a half. It was probably
yeah.
$3.30 or whatever.
Yeah,
which is over a half.
But Jesus Christ, I mean, like I've been in bits of London after a show, and you could pay like £7 for like a pint of Beck's. Or something
London
like that.
is outrageous.
Can you imagine?
I remember being in London. Here we go. I remember being in London maybe 12 years ago. We'd been to the Ocean Colour scene at the Albert Hall, and we found a bar, which probably was too near the Albert Hall on reflection. And even then, we owed 3 bottles of Budweiser, and it cost us £14. 12 years ago.
And Budweiser?
Yeah.
Ugh.
What's that all? I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I mean, now you'd sort of think, okay, well, that's London. But 12 years ago, forget it.
We were quite disparaging towards London, particularly on the coach ride home.
I hate London.
We were trying to fight our way out of London.
I hate
miserable.
I hate London. I really do.
I don't know how people live there.
I've had me and Liz have been, and I've had a nice time.
Oh yeah,
if we go to the Tower of London and do the touristy bit, that's okay.
If you
I couldn't live there.
Trying to be a tourist and it's a short trip and you're managing your expectations.
Yeah,
it's great. But like, fuck me, it's just
if I just spend a week in London,
yeah.
I think I'd just go home.
It's exhausting.
Genuinely, I think I'd just get on a coach and go home. Really, I feel like everyone's waiting for a punchline.
No,
I'm serious.
Do you want? Should we get the show done?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
44 minutes.
This is what happens when we haven't got like all 3 of us here. We unravel.
Yeah. Well, we're just talking about things we've done now.
Yeah.
It's just 2 blokes ranting, which I suppose is the point of this.
Anyway, I have a.
Are you going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
No, go.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I've got hate.
Yeah.
The names of the Jelly Babies.
I don't know them. So this is a lesson.
Would you like to try and guess?
Okay.
So I keep feeling like.
Do I need a clue?
I can give you a bit of a hint.
Yeah.
So I keep feeling that like we need to do these. We need to explain a lot of things in case people. Do you think Jelly Babies are just a UK thing? I don't know the answer. Are they international?
I don't know. I do know that football clubs use them as like an energy source. Like
yeah,
changing rooms, even at like Manchester United and places like that.
Changing rooms.
Yeah,
TV
yeah.
show.
Like changing rooms. Yeah, Carol Smiley's
With
there.
Handy Andy.
Yeah, and Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen, local celeb. They use them pre-match as like an energy boost. So they've obviously got something in them.
I love a jelly baby.
I don't mind a jelly baby. It's just the flour or the powdered sugar gets everywhere. That's what I don't like about them. But I don't mind them.
I have a lot of time for jelly. Wine gums and jelly babies.
I love wine gums. I love wine gums.
I actually think I like.
They're an elite sweet.
Do you do that thing? Do you like to tell people? I sometimes I'll say to people, I don't really care for sweet things. I'm more of a savoury kind of person.
I often say that. I would rather have a starter than a pudding.
Interesting
Fact.
But if you left a bag of wine gums unsupervised near
I'd
me,
eat them all.
I would eat the whole pack.
I'd eat them all.
Like and I frequently do. Like no, frequently.
It's happened.
Yeah, frequently is the wrong word, but like
It's happened more than once.
if it's a car journey, and I'll get petrol and I'll go like, I wonder if there's any sweeties, dear.
Yeah.
I'll go get some. I know.
I'm fortunate in this regard in that if Liz is exactly the same as me, in that it was like, are there any more sweets? Oh, let's just get some more sweets, shall we? Like she'll often say, "Oh, we finished that bag. Shall we open the bag that we had for the way home?" Oh, yeah, all right then.
The thing is, Lucy's the opposite because Lucy's got very good self-control.
Oh yeah, nothing.
But when I go, I'm just gonna go get something for the road, my dear. I'll go pay for petrol, and I'll be the one who comes back with a bag of wine gums, and a bag of jelly babiys.
Which one do you go for now? Duvel or Chimay?
Well, as long as you don't double up, it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna have Chimay because you're drinking that.
Yeah, it's perfectly nice. Yeah, I still think the Duvel's got the edge on it.
Yeah.
But it's very nice. It's got a bit of a heat to it.
Lovely. Good. Sorry.
Anyway, but I'm the one who goes, I'm going to get a bag of sweets, dear.
Yeah.
And then we're on the road.
You
about
work
30 seconds. I'm like,
Russell.
well, I'm driving.
Oh.
So I'm like,
get a bit peckish.
Fancy a jelly baby, dear. Not really fast. I'm like, would you mind opening?
Crack them open.
And I know when I buy them,
you're going to have them all.
I know that Lucy can take or leave them.
Yeah, you'll have them.
I'm like, I got us.
Leave them in the drinks compartment.
Yeah. I'm like, just put them in the middle, dear. I don't want to disturb you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then that bag will go.
Oh, absolutely.
That bag will go.
Absolutely.
I will, and if there's more of us in a car, I will make
double up.
I will make perfunctory offers. I'll say like, anybody want a jelly baby?
And then you'll take three yourself.
Well, here's the thing.
They take one, you'll take three.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because it's not enough. It's about mouth. It's about mouthfeel, isn't it?
Mouth to gum ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same with wine gums. I have to double up my wine gums now just to feel anything.
Yeah.
And because of my veins have shriveled, I've got to shove them up my arse.
Has just become nothing. Just shove them up every orifice. Doesn't matter.
Anyway.
Get them in you.
So, okay, I think wine gums edge them out as being marginally superior.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, yeah.
But jelly babies.
Sure.
I'll take a jelly baby. After the half marathon, I was starting to...
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Good for energy.
I was starting to hallucinate sweets. And I was like, if someone had a bag of...
dancing in front of you, like that clown college bit in The Simpsons.
I was just a bunch of jelly babies twerking on the horizon. But honestly, if, as I crossed that finish line, you'd been at the side, because you were right near the finish line...
You should have said this before. I'd have bought jelly babies.
Well, no, I didn't want to presume.
You should have briefed me.
No, but if you'd had a bag of wine gums, I like a horse bag, my face would have just gone into those. You wouldn't have seen them.
Well, that would have been interesting.
Anyway, so wine gums.
Yeah, sure.
The superior sweet, and they're not named. There's no...
right, yes.
Yeah, that's
although they are named after alcohol types.
Yeah, but no one pays attention.
The black ones are port.
And also, I think they're ditching that.
No one cares.
Well, do you know what I mean? Like, it used to be like they always had a word on them. I swear the words are getting fainter.
They're just the brand now.
Yeah.
It's just a brand.
Okay. So the jelly babies are, assuming that nobody knows what they are, they're little gelatin, sugary humanoids.
Yeah. I wouldn't even call them babies, actually.
Well, they've got quite large heads.
Gelatin humans.
Yeah. They all come in different colours, all the colours of the rainbow. They're very, very sweet, very fruity.
Yeah.
And they'll come in a bag and they'll be full of corn starch, so they don't stick together.
Yes. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I thought it was powdered sugar.
No, if you actually taste it, it's got no flavour.
That gets everywhere.
Yeah.
Although it does make sense why they would use that.
Yeah.
I appreciate.
But no,
that.
I thought it was sugar, but no, it has absolutely no flavour.
Yeah, interesting.
So they're very, very sweet. They're very soft. Yeah. I think probably if you dunk them in hot water, they'd probably dissolve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a channel on Instagram that melts everything. And I think Jelly Babies is one of the popular ones. Melts everything.
Fuck me.
What a channel, though. It probably makes money out of that.
Oh, sure.
Just for melting stuff. I think Jelly Babies just turns into like goo very easily.
So
yes,
it's not really a secret that the Jelly Babies have names.
Well, I didn't know.
Well, it's on the pack.
Oh, well, I never read that.
Well, here's the thing. It's not like
I'm too busy eating.
It's not going to be a BuzzFeed article where I'm just going to tell you, the 6 things you didn't know about Jelly Babies. I think it's fairly common knowledge that they have names.
Very well.
What I take issue with is that their names are shit.
Okay.
They're really bad.
In my head, and I'm probably wrong.
Yeah.
They either rhyme with jelly.
No? That would that's too clever.
Or they rhyme with each other.
No.
Right.
No. Okay. You would already have put more effort into this.
Yeah.
In
my head, that was where we were going.
There is one naming convention.
Oh, they all start with the same letter.
Yes.
Okay.
What is that letter?
J.
No. Fuck.
B.
Yeah, it's a B.
Okay.
Okay. All their names start with B.
Right.
Okay.
Brian.
Well, no. Let me lead you up to this. Okay. So there's a yellow one.
Yeah.
A red one.
Yeah.
A green one.
Yeah.
A purple one.
Yeah.
Kind of blackcurrant-y.
Blackcurrant, yeah.
And an orange one.
Okay.
Okay. So
does this matter?
Well, no.
In terms of the names,
but it's just the names are specific to a color.
Oh,
so they are. Right, they are slightly different shapes.
Yes, I did. But
know that. The shapes are. It's not like they all come in all colors. It's like one shape is one particular color.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so first one is called Bubbles.
What?
Bubbles is the yellow one.
Why?
Well,
do we know why?
Well, no, but its name is Bubbles.
Okay.
And it's a jelly baby.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, Bubbles.
Bubbles.
It's not a bad name.
Michael Jackson called his chimp that.
So. Yeah, and he was fine. Okay. And he did all right for himself.
He had a good career.
Yeah, he turned out all right, didn't he?
He had a good career.
Yeah. Good with kicks. So
I was very much avoiding that.
The Jelly Babies.
Yes.
First one's called Bubbles.
Speaking of kids.
Oh, I think I need
just
have
a
sip
of your Shemai there, John.
It's 8% though, you know.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, feel good though.
Imagine us not disgracing ourselves. And then consider we've had a bottle and a half of this each. It's been a long week.
What if that'd be scary, wouldn't it? It's like we lost the edge.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we haven't drunk.
We're back in the country
We haven't
now.
drunk for 5 days.
Yeah,
and now
maybe. We've lost the tolerance.
Okay. Baby Bonnie.
Can I guess which colour?
Yeah.
Orange.
No.
What were the other colours?
Okay. Bubbles is yellow.
Right.
Baby Bonnie is red.
Okay.
There's still green, purple, and orange to go.
Am I trying to guess names now?
Well, okay, we've had Bubbles and Baby Bonnie,
and
we've had. I'm just. You would never get it, but we have the green jelly baby is Boofles.
Oh, there must be a reason for these.
Boofulls. Boofles.
Boofles.
So we got Bubbles, Baby Bonnie, and Boofles.
Right.
Also, they're all fucking jelly babies. So calling yourself Baby Bonnie, that's redundant, isn't it?
Redundant. Just call it Bonnie. Isn't that one that's lying down?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe it's that one.
Maybe it was on its side.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Why does it? I mean,
same thing.
Just rotate it 90 degrees.
Or it's looking up. It's like its neck's like cricked or something.
Like one of them French girls.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
am I going to get any of these?
No.
Is there any point me guessing?
Well, guess a B-shaped.
But are they people's names?
No, there's no theming.
Oh, forget
it. Okay. Well, yeah. Bubbles, Baby.
Branston.
That's not terrible.
Okay.
Like why not?
Like Branston Pickle.
Yeah, it's not that. Okay, so Bumper is the next one.
Wouldn't have got that.
Okay, so you're in the committee that is coming up with names for these things.
Yeah.
Okay, you start with Bubbles,
which
at least is a word and a thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although they're not fizzy.
No.
Or alcoholic.
But Bubbles is like kind of inoffensive and
I'm offended.
Yeah. Okay. Bubbles, Baby Bonnie, Boofles, Bumper. Okay, like
what colour's Bumper?
Bumper is orange.
Sure. So we're just missing the blackcurrant one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Berry. Oh, that's so good. It's not that. That's too good. Oddly enough, my favourite has. I've left this one till the end because this is the one that really kind of.
This is the worst one.
This is the one that grinds.
Would
my
I
gears.
get this in a million years?
No.
Do you reckon? Forget it.
I honestly don't think in a million years you would get this.
Literally a minute. If I guess all the words.
Yeah. Bubbles, Baby Bonnie, Boofles, Bumper, and of course, who could forget? Bigheart.
Never would have got that. Never would have got that.
What was going?
Why does that need to have a H?
Bigheart.
Why does that need a H though? They all got B's.
Yeah.
Including Bonnie.
Baby Bonnie.
Baby Bonnie.
Yeah.
Except Bigheart. That's weird. I don't think I trust the people at Bassett's anymore. Bassett's?
Yeah, why not? The thing I take issue is...
Should call one Bassett. Fuck me.
Bassett's good.
There's your name.
Bassett, Branxton, Berry, Bubbles. They're all right.
Berry, Bassett, Bertie.
There's Bert. He's a licorice man, isn't he? Bertie?
Oh, Bertie Bassett. Yeah. Oh, maybe that's why.
Yeah. Bumper's not terrible.
Bumper's like Thumper from Bambi. Rhymes.
Bumper, Bubbles, Branxton, Barbell.
Baby Bell.
Baby Bell. That's good.
That's with 2 L's.
That's not being used.
Legally distinct.
Baby Bell, but not that Baby Bell.
Trust us. Wink.
My point is, okay, they're sitting around a marketing, they're sitting around a table.
Yeah. Sorry, the label's falling off.
Yeah, same here, yeah. It's been a long day. It's 6 p.m. Somebody started drinking.
Oh,
and they're like, we're not leaving this fucking room until we come up with 5 endearing names for these fucking sweets. And they have the jelly babies like up in like big posters kind of on the wall.
In like a big boardroom.
Yeah, so there are no wrong answers here.
Except there are, and you're going to be fired if you don't come up with a good one.
I think they started with Bubbles.
Bubbles.
My point is these things.
It doesn't make any sense, but it's a word.
These things are not meant to be threatening. They cannot be threatening. A bubble is like least threatening thing in the world.
But would you But here's the thing.
Yeah,
I'm making a leap here, and I appreciate you maybe building to this, but I'm just going to go for it. Would you eat something called a Bigheart?
Forewarned, no. But I think I'd already shoved enough.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, why name them at all?
Well, my point is, it's like somebody in the group. But I feel like Bigheart has to be the last one you named, right?
But they were just wanting to get owned by that.
Yeah.
They just Bigheart.
Okay, I'll be charitable. I'll say Bubbles.
What's another way of saying like lovable with a B though?
But it's awful. It's so bad. It's like somebody thought, aren't these? It's like somebody was like, hey guys, are we actually being sponsored by like a leading church? And don't we actually have to have caring woven into this somehow?
Well, you've said the word caring there, and that has led me, or I was just thinking something along those lines. That label is really falling off now. That's quite good.
It's gone now.
Care Bears.
The Care Bears.
When did Jelly Babies come out in correspondence with the Care Bears? I feel like they may have been trying to piggyback on this.
Well...
Let's look it up.
I would suspect, I'm going to Google it, I would suspect that the Jelly Babies as a sweet existed for quite a while. And then at some point, possibly in our lifetime, a marketing executive was like, we need to rebrand these. We need to give them all names and stuff like that.
Get fucked. So it says here, I've typed in, when were Jelly Babies invented? 1864.
Fuck yes, in Lancashire.
Good God.
Apparently their popularity waned before being revived by Bassett's of Sheffield.
There you go.
In 1918, they were mass produced.
Well, forget that then, because the Care Bears came out in 1985, so forget that.
Their alternate names are the Peace Babies and the Unclaimed Babies.
I prefer that.
That's much better.
The unclaimed ones. I mean, those names are terrible, and I'd love to know when they came up with those.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about this.
Whether if it was in 1864, I might give it a pass, to be honest.
The most noted modern manufacturer of jelly babies, Bassett's,
Bertie
now
Bassett.
allocate individual name, shape.
Oh, so it's Bassett's fault.
Now allocate individual name, shape, colour, and flavour to different babies.
Nice.
Butter my arse.
There
are different names. Butter my arse.
I love that one. That's my favourite. That's the yellow one. I love Butter My Ass.
Oh, this is shocking.
Is there more different names?
The
Jesus.
Wikipedia article
no.
lists different names to the ones I just said.
How do they compare to the ones you've just said?
They're close.
Where did you find the ones you've just said?
It was on another website about sweets. But this one lists, hang on a minute, Brilliant, who's red.
That's not a name.
Whoa. Oh, no. Here's the issue. Bumper, Bigheart, Boofles, Bonnie, Bubbles, Brilliant.
Was there a different one?
There's an added one.
Oh.
Sorry. Brilliant
is
red. Bubbles is yellow. Do you remember Power Rangers?
Yeah.
Baby Bonnie is pink.
Yeah.
Boofles is green.
Wasn't Baby Bonnie red before?
Yes, on that previous website.
They've changed it.
Boofles is green.
Green?
I think he was green before.
Okay.
Bigheart is purple.
Yeah.
Bumper is orange.
Okay. So they've made Baby Bonnie more effeminate.
Is
that fair to say?
Yeah, although I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever looked at a jelly baby and gone, "Oh, that's red," or "That's pink."
It's coming back to me now because Baby Bonnie wears a bonnet. That's the difference. It's crawling. It's not on its side. It's crawling. That's it.
Well, here is my question.
And the others are the same.
If they are all babies, if by their very nature a jelly baby is a baby,
But then the jelly babiness. Maybe all jellies are babies.
But why is Baby Bonnie acting up about it?
You're playing up to stereotypes.
The introduction of different shapes and names was an innovation starting in 1989.
Care Bears.
89. Well, they predate the Care Bears then, don't they?
No, Care Bears was 85.
Oh, shit.
So they've gone, these Care Bears. These Care Bears are onto something. That's it.
I think these Care Bears are onto something,
They've copied the Care Bears. No doubt in my mind the Bassetts have seen Care Bears and done that. But less effectively.
Well, apparently prior to 1989, jelly babies were all the same shape and they came in all colours. Jelly babies manufactured in the UK.
Prior to 1989?
Yeah.
What colour were they?
Well, no, but the point is, like, you were saying, they're different shapes and they have names and they're different colours.
Yeah.
I think prior to 89, what they're saying is there was only one design.
No, that's what I'm saying. But what colour was the jelly baby?
No, they varied.
Oh, they did vary.
But they're saying, but there was no conformity between the shape and the colour.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
I think the point they're saying is that if you get a Boofles, he's
be
always green.
I understand.
And he's always lying on his side seductively.
Yeah. There's wang out. Yeah.
Yeah, got his wang out.
Okay,
yeah.
No, I understand. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah. So, and apparently, if we care, in the UK, they come dusted in starch.
Very good.
Stop them sticking together.
Yeah.
But in in Australia, when manufactured, they don't have that coating.
Oh.
Which is weird because given how hot Australia is,
you'd think
they'd probably be stickier than
ever. Congealed ball.
So anyway, just to complete my TED talk, my point is that okay, well, Brilliant isn't a great name. That's
terrible,
bad.
Awful.
But at least with Brilliant, Bubbles, Bumper, they're words. They're one word.
They're words that kids might say or feel or interact with.
I don't know what the fuck is going on with Boofles.
Boofles is weird.
Boofles isn't.
There must be
Boofles isn't a word.
Director at the company called Tim Boofles or something.
Baby Bonnie bugs me because baby's already in the title.
Yeah.
Bonnie would have been better.
Just call it Bonnie.
Then you got Bigheart.
Doesn't make sense.
Bigheart.
There's no alliteration.
Yeah. It's like you're trying to come up with a Saturday morning cartoon and you're like, okay, we've got action down.
When did Braveheart come out?
That was
That was 95.
They did not name Bigheart the Jelly Baby after Braveheart.
If Braveheart had come out before, you'd be saying it had. But it didn't. Braveheart came out in 95, I think.
If these were, I don't know, if these were cartoon characters, if this was like...
Was there ever a Jelly Babies TV show?
No.
That's interesting, because you'd think there might have been.
That probably would have been illegal, you know?
Do you think?
Well, I don't know. It's like they're literally just
I feel like they could have made a TV show, and it would have been semi-popular. The ship's probably sailed on that now. We should pitch that.
Australian singer Alison Hams,
never heard of it.
Real name, released the Jelly Baby song in May 2013.
Jesus.
To raise awareness for type 1 diabetes.
Where did it chart?
It doesn't. Oddly enough, it doesn't say.
That's interesting.
And apparently, a poll of 4.
What? Are Jelly Babies like good for diabetic people?
Yeah. Well, I think if you're having a hypoglycemic episode and you're like, I desperately need sugar.
Jelly Babies are a great source of that.
Hoof some Jelly Babies, you'll be doing fine. And Lucy, my wife, being an ex-chemistry experiment, I do remember this experiment now. This experiment called Screaming Jelly Babies, which is where if you drop a jelly baby into an oxidizing agent, because there's so much sugar in it,
it screams.
It gets a pretty... it kind of explodes in a very destructive way. And apparently in 2009, in a poll of 4,000 adults in Britain, so not a great turnout then, really.
0.02% turnout for that particular one.
Jelly Babies were voted their 6th favourite sweet.
Can I ask what the first top 5 were?
Well, I'd have to get to this.
Go to the source, John.
Get to this link.
Go to the source link.
Fizzy Cola Bowls.
Fuck off. Favourite sweet.
Oh, here we go. Jesus Christ. Well, come on. Oh. Would you believe that article is behind a paywall?
Is it the Independent?
Telegraph.
Oh, the Telegraph.
Would you? Well, yeah, piss off.
No, I'm not going to pay for it.
No. Anyway, number 1, Fizzy Cola Bottles.
I don't believe that.
Anyway, my point is...
I refute that entirely.
My point is, I cannot imagine the decision that led to them going, we're going to call not least one of our Jelly Babies Boofles. We're going to call one of them Bigheart.
Those are both the worst. The others are bad, but probably just someone being lazy, or they were made up at a time when nobody thought about these things and just said stuff. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter. You wouldn't offend anyone. It didn't matter.
Can you imagine being introduced to like a bunch of friends who are like, "Oh, this is Dave. You know, he's really good at jumping. This is Phil. He's really quick. This is Kevin. He's strong. And this is Bigheart."
We're really hitting all the niches.
You know, everyone's got a thing. This is Bigheart.
I love Bigheart.
He cares a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
That's basically the Sportsman of the Year award, isn't it? I won that.
That's been the 5th Planeteer.
Yeah.
You know.
That's like the Try Better Next Year award.
Oh, I've got a big heart.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I try. Okay.
Thank you. Whatever. No, that's yeah. Oh my God. Skeletor is attacking. I've got a big heart.
I've got a big heart. And you're
well,
like,
okay.
No.
Well, pray for us.
Yeah.
Then, please, if you would.
See what happens.
Anyway, that's my hate.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Right, mine. Do you want mine? I'll do it. My hate is being left to my own devices. I'm a danger to myself and others, John. And here's why.
Yeah.
You lived with me when I was a single man.
Yeah, I did.
You'll recall I was a complete mess.
Well.
Yeah. You saw the bolognese I used to make.
I'd forgotten the
and
bolognese.
left out in the fresh air for several days.
I think my brain had actually successfully forgotten that.
And the way I used to be after nights out and things like that.
Used to be.
Well, used to be. Less so now.
Yeah, you've gotten better.
Yeah. I now have a wife. Thankfully, someone at the time accepted me for what I was.
Yeah,
and I've subsequently become a better man because of it.
Yeah, no, I think yeah, that's true.
Having said that, yeah, Liz and I are currently ships in the night. She's working away a lot. I've been working away a lot. We obviously went away on our chaps' holiday.
Yeah.
She's away next week, and then I'm away next week. And frankly, when I'm left on my own, I revert back to type and I just do stupid things and I make bad decisions.
Yeah.
So, for example, this was away a few weeks ago. I walked to Tesco. I bought a whole bag of chicken nuggets. A whole bag of like 28 chicken nuggets. Cooked them, ate them, gone in 1 hour.
Did you have anything with them?
No. What was I doing? I'm a 36-year-old man. What was I doing?
It's hard to answer, isn't it? Yeah.
Last night, so Liz has been up in Scotland. She drove back. This is last night. She drove back from Scotland, and apparently a tradition at their work is when they drive back from Scotland from their various events, they stop at the McVitie's factory, buy a load of McVitie's stuff at a reduced price.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So she spent £12. There's a lot of McVitie's stuff in our house at the moment.
Okay.
I got in from a work trip to Manchester, where I'd been throughout the day, which is why we missed each other. I ate 6 clubs. Instead of having my tea, instead of having a dinner.
So you haven't had a meal?
No,
you just ate 6 clubs.
I ate 6 clubs and I went to bed. This is what happens when I'm left on my own.
Lucy was giving me shit for having a bowl of cereal, saying like, you've got to have a proper meal. I was like, no, cereal's fine.
I got home, I saw all the McVitie's, I ate 6 clubs and I went to bed. That's what you're dealing with.
Were they?
I'm out of control.
Were they original clubs? Or...
They were orange clubs.
Oh, I think that's worse somehow. Yeah.
So that's the kind of. I mean, food is a particular thing. I just like go for it.
Yeah.
I mustn't be left on my own.
That's kind of why I can't. Speaking of McVitie's, it's kind of why I can't keep digestives in my house.
Yeah.
And successfully haven't for years because I just can't
go to town on them.
I just cannot stop myself.
Biscuits. We got a lot of ginger nuts as well. I haven't eaten them yet. But that will come.
Jeez,
mercifully, she's around Saturday. She's going again Sunday. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do.
You're not going to survive.
She's going from Sunday to Tuesday night.
Christ.
And then I'm away Wednesday to Friday. So we're not going to see each other again. So God knows what I'm going to eat in that time.
Good God. No, I agree.
I revert back to my not single life, but you know what I mean in terms of my bad habits because there's no one there to say to me, "Come on."
I totally agree.
What the hell is wrong with you?
No, I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, thankfully Lucy and I are very rarely kind of apart, but like she had
I'm not good on my own.
No, she's had to go on work trips.
Yeah.
And of course now I'm unemployed. I'm like, well, I'll stay at home then, won't I?
I just do nothing. Do you know? I just I lie on the sofa.
Yeah.
And I watch, like, best case scenario, I'll watch The Empire Strikes Back and I won't eat 28 chicken nuggets. Best case.
That's the best case scenario, yeah.
You know, worst case is I just walk to Tesco.
Fuck me.
Chicken nuggets.
And that's sad, isn't it? Can you imagine bumping into someone?
What a sad existence that is.
Can you imagine bumping into someone someone you know in the frozen aisle at Tesco's?
And you've just got a basket. You've got a basket for some reason, even though you're getting one bag of
You got
stuff.
a 6-pack of Estrella.
Yeah.
And
a
family bag of chicken nuggets.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And toilet roll under your arm.
Yeah, you need it. Oh, you need it after that.
Christ alive. Yeah, no, it's funny, like... Lucy,
it's just boring.
Yeah.
I'm just bored.
It is.
Left on my own. I mean, I think I've brought this story up before that I nearly burnt the house down once because I added water to oil.
Oh, that's...
I thought I'll just top up that oil with water. I'm pretty sure I brought this up before. And Liz walked in going, "What the hell are you doing?" And she was quite right to.
At least you had Liz with you.
Well, she walked in while that was happening.
Oh, I see.
While I was topping up the oil
in
a chip pan. Yeah, that would have been bad. This is what I mean. Stupid stuff that as a 36-year-old man, I should know better. But I just think, 28 chicken nuggets will probably be all right.
It's kind of funny because I agree wholeheartedly. And it's not even like you're going, oh, yeah, the missus is away. I'm going to fucking tear it up. I'm going to live it large. It's more that like...
It's just that my standards slip.
Yeah, that's the thing. You stop caring about anything.
Yeah.
First and foremost, yourself.
It makes me sound codependent. I don't think that's the case.
I think we're all a little codependent at this point.
Yeah, but certainly my standards of living
I'm
lower. just like, okay, that's fine. That'll do.
I'm trying to think of the last time Lucy spent a night away on a work trip, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to have a pizza.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch a movie.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get a few beers in, and I'm just going to sit. And I had 1.5 beers, and I fell asleep.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even drink all of them.
Actually, Monday when we got back, I just ordered a massive KFC and just ate it all to myself.
A boneless baguette, was it?
Yeah.
No, not baguette.
Boneless banquet, not baguette.
Sorry, yeah. It's my
Like it was
wrestling name
like a large one. I just thought, yeah, fuck it. Let's buy one. Although I did eat that over like the course of 3 days. But even then, that's poor, isn't it? It's bad standards. Like we had a HelloFresh delivery and I was eating leftover KFC. What a mess. Wife goes away for 3 days.
I know. And you stop. I mean, like, you just stop dressing properly or doing anything.
All of that. All of that. I haven't run this week.
No.
I'm really lazy. All of that. Terrifying,
well,
really.
At least you've got the excuses that, like, you're bouncing about. You've been in a ton of different cities this week with
Thankfully.
your high-flying job and all that.
Well, I was in, Manchester and Bristol. It's not quite the same.
Not quite the same, yeah. But, yeah. No, I totally get you. Yeah. I mean, and...
it's boring as well, being on your own.
Actually, well, yeah, no, and here's the thing. Thinking about it, I do agree, because I'm halfway between, as you said, just becoming absolute trash panda.
Sure.
And the other thing is, if I've got a big project on, my big thing is that if I don't have Lucy around, I just stop caring for myself.
No discipline.
Too much. Too much discipline.
Too much. Oh, I see.
Like when I was finishing off the new book, which has just arrived today.
It's obsessing.
Yeah. I had like 2 days of pretty intense work where I did 2 12-hour days.
Nice.
No exaggeration, just at my desk working.
I would say that's better than 28 chicken nuggets.
Well, I didn't feel good at the end of it.
No, fine.
You know, like I really felt like ass.
Yeah.
And
everything in moderation.
Yeah, but it's like nothing matters. That's the sad thing, because it's like, I went to, it's like,
I've done that actually, like on that theme. I've worked late because I thought, I might as well.
Yeah, because
this isn't here.
Yeah,
to hang out with.
Because why?
The dog's been walked.
Yeah,
I'll just keep working.
Yeah,
which is bad. Don't do that.
I was at the computer all day, 12 hours, and I'm like, I should probably eat. And then I should probably get out of the house.
Yeah, no routine.
So you walked.
Eat at like 9. It doesn't matter.
I walked to the corner shop to get a beer, and that was my only time I left the house. Came home, drank the beer.
Yeah.
Kind of fell asleep on the sofa for a bit. It's like, I guess I go to bed, and then I sleep. But I wake up at like 3:30, and I'm like, might as well go work.
Yeah.
Because I've got
Who cares?
Yeah. Should I shower? No.
Yeah. Didn't shower.
Yeah. 5 hours at the desk. Guess I should shower. It's just just nothing matters.
Doesn't matter. There's no
matters,
time. This makes us sound so codependent on our wife.
Well, I think. Well, no, let's just embrace it. I think we're pathetic. I don't think we could cope now, actually. But it's also like it's, in many ways, like you try to tell your young self, by the time you're in your mid-30s, you don't have to answer to anyone. You've got a house.
You sort of need to.
You've got a mortgage. You can do whatever you want. Yeah. It's great. And then it turns out when you can do whatever you want,
it's rubbish.
You're just a sad fucking bastard. You've got nothing going on. Do you clean yourself today? No.
Doesn't matter, does it?
No. What you drinking? Yeah, why not? I don't know. Whiskey at 3 p.m. Why the fuck not?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Not important.
Why, it's not like... You sure you should be doing that? Why? It's not like I'm going anywhere.
Yeah.
Not like I've got anyone to see.
It's quite depressing.
Nothing to do. It is quite sad, actually.
Quite depressing. I started this with 28 chicken nuggets, not knowing that we'd reach existential crisis.
No, well, I'll be honest with you. Ordering 28 nuggets is an existential crisis.
Yeah, it's a cry for help,
even
really,
before
isn't
you consume them.
And 6 clubs. And I had a piece of bread. I had a piece of bread as well. I had a buttered piece of bread.
Oh, sorry. Did you put the clubs between?
Well, you're saying that facetiously. I genuinely thought about it because I used to do that as a youngster. I used to have put my chocolate bar in a sandwich.
Well,
interesting.
I want to laugh at you, but that's probably not worse than having like Nutella or something like that.
Yeah, there you go.
It's much the same, isn't it? It's all chocolate. Yeah.
I don't like Nutella. No, but I didn't do that. Just to clarify.
Do you not like Nutella?
I'm not sure I've ever had Nutella.
It's very nice.
Brutally honest with you, it probably is.
You probably go. But I'm with you here. You probably hear about it and go like, a big nutty spread.
Yeah,
that's not very good. Then you have it. It just chocolate. It just tastes like chocolate.
But do I want that? I feel like that would be a slippery slope.
Well,
it's like I never used to like burgers. Like as a kid, until I was about 16, 17, 18, I didn't like burgers.
Okay.
And now look at me.
Well,
I'm like girthy.
I mean, I've seen you eat burgers, but often I feel most of the burgers I've seen you eat have been like a kind of emergency triage when you're like
That's
smacked off your tits.
Yeah. So anyway, if you have the chance not to be left to your own devices for risk of burning the house down or like eating too much chicken, then I suggest you take that opportunity.
Yeah.
As a listener.
Turn it into a positive though. It's like if you have someone in your life and you feel like, oh, can't believe I've left my young hellion days behind me.
Yeah.
You're not missing out on anything. No.
Don't
It's
matter.
so much better.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, the thing I've learned is that it is so wonderful to be boring.
Oh, I love it.
Like, it's arguably the greatest luxury on the planet to just be like, to just chill.
Yeah. Well, even I work with some young people in marketing. And they're like, "Oh, what did you get up to?" I'm just like, "Oh, not a lot.
Not a lot. Yeah.
I sort of sat around. I drank a beer.
Yeah.
I watched some football, watched some movies, went for a walk. It's nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Never appreciated a walk as a kid.
I love walking.
I hated walks as a kid.
I love walking now. Walking the dog is probably my favourite thing to do.
I remember Christmas Day in my family growing up, my parents would always be like, "Let's go for a walk." And I'd hate it.
Yeah.
I'd hate it. I wanted to get back to my Game
I want to
Boy.
go back to the presents.
But I have some Lego to build.
Yeah.
Like, I hated it. Now,
You've got some attitude, mister.
now it's wonderful. I love being out of the house. I love ambling, with no purpose in mind. It's delightful.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got a love.
Go on.
It's kind of it's like ironic love.
Oh.
Like, I love, not directly, but I'll use an example.
Okay.
I love shitty old sitcoms with ridiculous premises.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that like, oh, what a great show. I'm going to bring up an example.
Sure.
But I mean I love the sheer audacity of this show. I love.
I've just read, by the way, for clarity.
So
I've just read your phone upside down, and I know what you're going to say now.
Okay, so
I've never heard of this.
No. So I was watching some Simpsons the other day.
Yeah.
And a good thing about The Simpsons is that there's a pretty good Wikipedia article for every episode.
Yeah.
And it will often list a lot of the cultural references that are in the episode. So this random episode is a good episode. No point in naming it. But it had a throwaway reference to a show called The Flying Nun.
Yeah.
Okay. And I thought, what? This can't be real.
What is this? Surely a in universe.
Okay,
sitcom.
so The Flying Nun is an American sitcom about a community of nuns, which included one who could fly when the wind caught her cornet.
Brilliant. That's not flying.
Which is the headwear of a nun.
Yeah. That's not flying.
Now,
that's gliding.
Well,
for a start.
Well, I have read this Wikipedia page, and apparently that was a big point of the show.
Sure.
That as flying goes, this was very scientifically accurate.
Right.
Okay.
Apart from the fact that even with the mightiest gust, you could not lift a human woman off the ground with her headwear.
I don't want to interrupt you, but
but I will.
What I want to bring to the table here is not the fact that somebody made a sitcom about a nun who could fly if she had a tailwind.
Sure.
It's the fact that it got 82 episodes.
Good God. What adventures did she get up to?
That's what killed me.
82 adventures.
82 episodes. So,
and this was a comedy.
It was a sitcom, so yes, ostensibly it was a comedy.
What's that about?
It ran from 1967 to 1970.
Right.
There were 82 episodes, including a 1-hour pilot episode.
Sweet Jesus.
So my point is, and the reason I love this is not because this is good. My point is that is this not proof that nothing fucking matters?
Nothing ever mattered.
No.
If those were the dates of the sitcom, nothing ever mattered.
If someone told me there was like a a Disney TV movie called The Flying Nun,
Yeah.
and it was an hour and 30 minutes,
Yeah.
I'd be like, that seems ridiculous, but I believe you.
Yeah.
That's all.
Not an actual... I assume this is like live action.
Yeah. That is all the content you could possibly wring out of this concept. I mean, you tell me there were 82 episodes.
I'd love to know what some of the synopsises are for the episodes.
So basically, like the series focused on a group of nuns in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And the main character was Sister Bertrille,
Right.
who was a young, idealistic, novice nurse who discovers she can fly and teaches children. The point, however, is that she can only fly when the wind catches her headdress.
Okay. All right. No, let's take that as read.
Sister Bertrille could be relied upon to solve any problem that came her way by her ability to catch a passing breeze and fly. Okay, now,
fine.
How many problems can you solve? By being able to glide?
Yeah, like a let's say someone comes to the nurse and is like, "Oh, I've broken my leg."
She would.
How would that work?
Okay, if I was a hack screenwriter, I'd be like, "We need a doctor."
Yeah, she'd fly and get the doctor.
She'd fly to the. Then she wouldn't be able to carry the doctor back.
But how's the wind carrying her? I don't want to keep getting back to sort of semantics on this, but
okay, so
how is the wind carrying her? How is it carrying?
Well, the wind is catching her headdress.
That doesn't make sense.
But if you had a parachute,
level of wind,
it would.
Yeah, but it's not a parachute, is it?
Okay, well, look, you're asking a lot of questions. Thankfully, the show has all the answers you could need. So, she had the ability...
Remember earlier when we said 2006 was the peak of society?
Well, maybe, yeah. She had the ability to catch a passing breeze and fly.
That was her ability.
Yeah, this is her unique ability.
All right.
So
I weirdly I buy that a bit more.
Well,
as it's an ability because Captain America's strong and he doesn't look that much different.
Are we splitting hairs here? Because before I said, "Oh, this nun can fly," and you were like, "Oh, that's impossible." But
now you've said ability. You've put the word ability in there. Like she can harness that power of the mighty power of the wind.
The power to glide. Okay.
I buy it a bit more now.
Her ability to fly was generally attributed to her weighing under 90 pounds.
Oh, piss off.
So 41 kg. The high winds where she lived.
Okay.
And the large, heavily starched headpiece that she wore. Her flying talents could cause as many problems as they solved.
Absolutely.
It was a sitcom.
Nothing's without consequence.
But she often used her gift to help people.
Good.
She explains her ability to fly by stating, when lift plus thrust is greater than load plus drag, anything can fly.
Sounds like a really fun sitcom. She had to explain it in that way.
What was her one weakness?
Oh,
do you think?
Like the devil or something. Satan.
It was the rain.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Because
I'd also go with Satan.
Because
if he'd rocked up, she'd have been in trouble.
When her heavily starched headwear lost its shape in the rain, she can no longer fly.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that. It still doesn't make sense. I don't know how something that's like, would a starched parachute be better? You're giving me a parachute as an example.
Well,
a rock solid parachute that was bigger than an ordinary parachute. I feel like that would be less effective.
Well, I guess it would be harder to sell the concept if it were just man with parachute.
Yeah.
If you just wore a parachute all the time.
No, but I'm giving you the example of how do the dynamics of that work. In that, I feel like you've said, "Oh, she flies." You've said it to me very matter of factly that she has a very large headdress that is starched and can therefore harness the power of the wind.
Sure.
Fine. I'm going to accept that momentarily. My counterpoint is that if I gave you another large clothing item or a parachute, and it was a super large parachute,
yes,
but had a shit ton of starch in it, would that work?
I think
Would it?
in the universe this show is presenting, then yeah, maybe
that feels like a cop out.
Maybe that was like her nemesis was just man with big shirt who didn't believe in God and he could fly as well.
And he had starch in his shirt.
Yeah. Well, I think the logic would suggest that yes.
I'm getting bogged down in detail here.
I think you're right. I think anything of these, these things are all possible.
Was it a popular show?
Well, it got 82 episodes.
That's mad.
One has to assume.
That's absolutely mad.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think my point is...
they'll be bringing that back soon.
My point is, go for gold, kids, because clearly anything is possible.
Anything could be a TV show.
Yeah.
At some point in time.
Yeah. There's an old... I'm not going to bring it to mind, but...
Proverb.
There was a... Not a proverb. There was, of this era, there was an American sitcom about a family man, wife and 2 kids, whose deceased mother, her spirit was in his car.
Knight Rider.
It wasn't Knight Rider, although it may have been the spiritual.
Yeah, it's where Knight Rider came from.
Yeah.
It's like the adopted mother of Knight Rider.
Yeah,
sure.
It gave birth to Kit, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
My point is,
I accept that. The exhaust pipe.
We can't even blame cocaine for a lot of these decisions that led to these shows.
Nobody who was on cocaine would write a show about a nun. Surely.
Nobody under the influence of drugs would write a bad show. But
nobody who speaks German could be an evil man.
But yeah, but I feel like cocaine is more of like an 80s drug.
Okay.
So like if you're the 60s and you're like going, well, it's probably not even LSD. It's probably just a bunch of just very bored people going, what the fuck can we get away with?
What should we do now that we can sell to someone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Well, good for them.
Well,
good for the producers of that show, I say.
82 episodes.
That's impressive to get that amount.
82 episodes.
I don't know if I could write 82 episodes about a nun who could fly, apart from In the Rain.
When you're writing a sitcom.
Yes.
And you're writing a script.
Sure.
Do you suppose you leave a gap for the laugh track? Or is that presumptuous?
Well, I do know.
Teach me.
That How I Met Your Mother was never filmed in front of a live studio audience.
That doesn't surprise me.
But it had a laughter track.
Yes.
So they must have sort of thought of that. For example, I mean, that's an example of a show, but I know that that's true of that show. They must have thought about that to a degree. Like, but Friends was always filmed in front of an audience. You could always kind of see the actors kind of reacting.
Yeah.
To the audience.
Aren't sitcoms by their very nature a bit weird when you think about it? The idea of going like, we're going to film a half-hour show in front of
an audience,
like an actual
who could do anything.
Yeah.
But then I suppose it's not live in front of a live audience.
And obviously
the only one that I know has done that is Mrs. Brown's Boys. They do that.
Yeah.
Now and then.
But
I've not watched it. But
obviously,
and I'd encourage you not to. I'd rather watch that.
No.
I'd rather watch The Flying Nun than Mrs. Brown's Boys.
I'm going to go on the record. I've seen like clips of Mrs. Brown's Boys. I have not seen anything of The Flying Nun.
No.
I would wager that The Flying Nun is probably a better show.
Far more superior.
My point is, because obviously, like something like Friends or Frasier, like from the
Frasier had an audience, I think.
Yeah. But it's like you'd have a set.
Yeah.
You know, you've got this invisible fourth wall. You know, audience is present. The actors come on. They're professionals. They do their scene.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a couple of like retakes where they have to do the scene again.
Sure.
The audience is having a good time. They often had like a stand-up comedian come out.
Yeah, they'd have like a hype man.
Warm them up a bit.
Yeah.
But then obviously what you're hearing when you watch it at home is not the audio from the crowd.
I think it's a bit of both.
I had to assume they were just playing stock laughter.
Well, again, here's another anecdote for you. Philip Schofield. Didn't
see that coming. No, yeah.
There's a episode of Friends where
Philip Schofield is in.
Genuinely, this is true. There's a clip, and it's like someone makes a joke in Friends, and it's not a particularly funny joke, but you can hear like a few people laughing and then one quite distinct laugh. And years later, Philip Schofield was interviewing David Schwimmer on This Morning, and he showed him the clip, and he went, "That's me," like this one bit of laughter. And Philip Schofield was like, "Oh, I know that's me because I was the only one who laughed at the joke." Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And I don't think he's being duplicitous. I know this is probably a bad time.
It'd be a weird thing to lie about, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I know this is a bad time for me bringing up Philip Schofield being duplicitous, but I believe that story.
Yeah. That's fucking wild, isn't it?
So I think it's in summary, I think it's a bit of both.
So they did leave it in.
Yeah. So it was. If you actually watch the episode, which because probably Liz was away, I went. I went and did.
Yeah.
It is there. It is there.
I guess that surprises me because I kind of assumed that they'd have an audience in, and the audience would have a good time or whatever. But
they play canned over it.
Yeah, I assume that when they mixed it for TV, because what if nobody laughs?
Again, I've watched outtakes from Friends and bloopers and things.
Yeah.
And there are moments where they go, "Oh, nobody laughed at that. Let's do it again." Not as boringly as that, but
So the director will go, "Let's do that."
Or the actors will go, "Oh," it'll put them off because they're expecting a laugh and they don't get it.
But what if a joke just isn't very good?
They sometimes rewrite jokes, like there and then.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes.
Wow.
Certainly on Friends, they used to do that.
Thinking back, I'm amazed the sitcom format has lasted as long as it has.
I'm struggling to think of one now, again, apart from Mrs. Brown's Boys, that actually is in front of an audience.
Well,
because of spoilers and things like that.
But you saying that something like How I Met Your Mother, which my brother loves,
I like that show,
is not filmed in front of a live studio audience, but it's got the energy and the timing of a sitcom.
So they must have thought about it.
So they've got to pause.
Yeah.
You got to say
but less so. I think it's less so because you don't see them. Because there are moments in Friends where you can see the actors are reacting to what the audience. Certainly in Frasier that used to happen because there were a lot of meta references towards the end of Frasier. There was one where someone goes to him, "Can you imagine playing the same character for 20 years?"
Yeah.
Which obviously Kelsey Grammer did. And you can see him reacting to the audience, reacting to that kind of thing. Whereas How I Met Your Mother, certainly they know when a joke's funny and they know there's going to be some laughter. But again, it's canned laughter, so you can do what you want.
But that's the really weird thing. If you're recording in an empty studio, and you know this is a good joke,
they probably say just leave a slightly long gap, and they can fix it in the edit.
I know, but it's weird because it's already like the sitcom environment is a very unnatural thing.
But canned laughter, you can do what you want with. You can make it lower, higher.
Yeah,
volume wise, you can make it shorter, longer.
But it's got to be if you're like actors. Alison Hannigan,
Kobe Smulders, Jason Segel.
Yeah, the guy.
You're thinking of Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris, yeah. So you're like those named people.
Yeah.
And there's the other guy.
Yeah. Josh Radnor.
Has he done things?
He's like a stage actor now.
Oh sure, yeah.
Because he's very typecast, as you might expect.
Yeah, he's like probably done the worst out of that, hasn't he?
Was it 5 of them?
It was an odd number, yeah.
And then he married.
This is a great story.
Keep
telling it.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, my point is, 5 people. He was the odd one out.
Yeah.
Everyone else did quite well out of it.
Yeah.
But if you're Neil Patrick Harris. You come in, you make a dick joke, because
he's really good in it.
Yeah, no.
I think Neil Patrick
you come
Harris.
in, you make a joke.
I appreciate you're being facetious.
No, I'm sorry, I am being facetious. Yeah. It's an art. No, okay, no, that sounded doubly facetious. No,
he doesn't make that many dick jokes. It's more about chatting up ladies.
Yeah,
for the character, anyway.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, that's exactly. That's his MO, isn't it?
Okay, so he comes in.
Less dick jokes. Oh, there's a bit where he meets Ted at the urinal, which I suppose is a dick joke.
Okay, he comes in, makes a killer dick joke. It's a really good dick joke. Arguably, it's the best joke of the episode.
Yeah.
The writers know it.
Yeah.
The actors know it.
Yeah.
There's no audience to impress.
Yeah. Leave a bit of a gap.
But that's the point.
Fix it in the edit.
You've got to leave a gap after everything.
They probably know what canned laughter they have to work with. Remember?
Yeah,
it's probably the same laughter. I bet if you went back and watched every episode, you'd hear the same laughter again and again.
Well, this is what I thought something like Friends or Frasier was like. But you're saying
no. I think that is less so.
Although they may have supplemented the audio a little bit. Yeah.
I went to a recording of a radio show once, which was like a science version of I've never seen Star Wars, or sorry, I haven't a clue, or something. Something like that. And they said to us, "Oh, can you just laugh before the show?" and we'll like capture that.
Oh,
so we can use
right,
that.
right.
We can use that later.
So they get some fresh
to.
audio per episode, but it's not like.
So they made us laugh for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And they can use that.
I don't know. It's just so weird. Like we were saying as we were going through London, because all the as you're going down the kind of the tube, going down the escalators or whatever.
Sure.
There's always posters for like all the musical theatre, the West End.
Yeah.
Wait, that's in the UK, isn't it? West End?
Yes.
That's not the New York one.
No,
Broadway.
You're thinking of Broadway. Yeah.
Sorry, Broadway, West End, all these big plays. And I kind of despise everything about musical theatre. I hate it. I
like
hate it.
For the record.
It makes my skin crawl. I'm a bad person. I appreciate this.
I went to see Fisherman's Friends, the musical.
And you are a fucking monster.
Yeah. It was good. It was joyful.
Yo ho my ass. Anyway, so my point is, I'm not the target audience for musical theatre.
Sure.
At the same time, I fully understand and respect the amount of. It's an art, like it really is. Like it's a skill. It's a really difficult skill.
Hard work.
And if you're in a play where there's a joke and you know it's good,
You got to deliver it.
and you've got to wait for the audience.
Yeah.
That is a skill.
And then you've got to keep the show rolling.
So even something like Everybody Loves Raymond, which is like the worst fucking thing in the world. It's run for like
garbage.
19 seasons,
But people like Ray Romano.
Well, it's very hard to dislike Ray Romano.
Yeah.
He's good in The Irishman.
Zach Braff's dad.
Yeah.
Could be. Probably isn't.
He turns up in The Irishman.
I've never seen The Irishman.
He's actually acting straight.
Yeah.
Like he's not doing.
I'm sure he's a fine actor.
He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a lot of these like goofy comedy people are, they actually are surprisingly good actors.
Yeah.
But something like Friends, Everybody Loves Raymond. Even like King of the Hill. No, not King of the Hill. Sorry, King of Queens.
King of Queens.
They're
They're
not works of art, but everybody there. It's a hard job.
Talented people.
You've got to come out in front of an audience.
Yeah.
You've got to deliver a joke.
Yeah.
You've got to land it. You've got to keep a straight face.
Knowing that it's also going out through another medium.
Yeah. It's
Hard work.
It's a very artificial, but it's a very.
Yeah.
I don't doubt the skill that goes into it, but yeah, God, it's got to be weird.
There you go.
It's got to be so weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, so shoot for the moon, kids, because
you might make it with a flying corpse.
The sinking priest.
Yeah,
that'll be the opposite.
That'd be good.
Yeah, a priest who, when his cassock gets waterlogged, he cannot swim.
He sinks, but he does good with that ability. Sure.
Yeah, anything's possible. Anyway, that's my love.
Well, mine's kind of related, actually.
Oh.
In a weird kind of way. It's a recommendation.
Oh.
I've not done one for a while. My recommendation is a comedy drama we've been watching on Disney Plus called Only Murders in the Building. Have you seen it?
No, I know nothing about it.
No, it's really good. So it's written by Steve Martin.
Oh.
From Cheaper by the Dozen.
I know his name.
Yeah.
And Cheaper by the Dozen too.
Cheaper by the whatever. Yeah, Baker's Dozen. So it's written by him. It's basically a murder mystery drama / sitcom.
Oh yeah.
And it's about him and a couple of friends played by Martin Short, who played Jack Frost in the Santa Claus franchise, and Selena Gomez, of all people.
Okay.
But it is genuinely really good. So it's about three sort of sleuths who live in a building, and there's been a murder in their building, and they make a podcast like in real time, like a true crime podcast in real time as they're trying to solve this murder, which the police have put down to suicide.
Okay.
And it's just a series about how they sort of work it out and solve the mystery. There's 2 series of it at the moment. There's going to be a third coming.
All with the same murder?
No. So there's one murder, and then
season 2,
spoilers,
there's another meeting.
At the end of the first series, there's a cliffhanger. Someone else is murdered.
Right.
And to be honest, spoiler again, at the end of the second season, there's another murder.
Right.
And it sort of rolls on and rolls on. And it's all a murder mystery. And I enjoy murder mysteries generally, but rolling it into like a sitcom, sort of amusing drama scenario.
Well, you say sitcom. Is it actually a sitcom?
Not really. No, it's I'd say it's more of a drama than a sitcom, but there are comedy elements to it.
It's like a modern sitcom.
Yeah, it's like it's filmed in that manner you sort of have become accustomed to, rather than it being 3 walls, effectively.
Well, it'd be like something like WandaVision, which was deliberately going through like the history of like sitcoms and stuff.
Yeah, so it would be
like Modern Family or something like that. Like
but not like a floating head kind of thing.
Sure, yeah,
talking head kind of thing.
Okay.
It's one of those. I hate saying it, but it sort of started slow, and I thought, I don't know. But by the end of the first series, I was like, "Fucking hell, this is great! Really, really good."
Is it set in New York?
Yeah, I think so.
And they all live in the same building.
Where is it set? It might be New York. It might be San Francisco. I can't remember.
But it's all about this one building, and there's a murder.
Yeah, so there's a murder.
Yeah.
Only murders in the. So they something they say at the start is we're only going to do podcasts about murders in the building. It's sort of a throwaway line.
Okay.
But it's the title of the show.
Right, I had no idea it was about a podcast.
So it's about them making a podcast about solving a murder.
Okay.
And I would heartily recommend it. Yeah, good cast, good twists and turns, everything you'd expect in a murder mystery, but with some of those fun comedy elements you might not have ordinarily had. Yeah,
that is interesting. I mean, it's been pushed a lot. Like you certainly get the.
Have you seen it on Disney Plus?
Yeah,
you get it a lot on there. Yeah, Liz said her friend had recommended it, and I was like, okay, well, let's try. And I was sort of in and out of it the first couple, but it's worth it. I hate it when people say it, but it is worth sticking with. So yeah, give it a try. Why don't you?
Give it a try.
Why don't you?
Yeah.
It's better than The Flying Nun, probably.
It's probably better than The Flying Nun. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm intrigued. Well,
you sound like you might try it, John.
Well,
so my work here is done.
You may have got under my skin.
There you go. Yeah. I'll take it.
I don't know a lot of Steve Martin stuff, but he seems to have a good reputation.
He's good in it,
Everyone
actually.
Kind of likes him.
And so they're all good in it, actually, because like Selena Gomez, everyone probably thinks, they've just done that for Instagram or whatever. But she's very good at it.
I'm so ignorant. She was one of them Disney people.
She was,
she
was one of Bieber's crew and on the Disney Channel with Vanessa Hudgens.
The listener can't see it, but I'm making a face of confusion.
One of them.
She was one of them young,
hip, beautiful people.
She probably had a cute Disney teen TV series.
Zendaya, there's another one.
Was she a Disney kid?
She was a Nickelodeon kid, I think.
Oh, right.
Zendaya.
Well, now she's big.
Now she's a Disney
big money
princess.
Big money Hollywood.
Yeah,
kind of
people love
stuff.
Zendaya,
Yeah.
and why shouldn't they?
If I had one name,
go on.
I'd.
Do you want me to guess? Do you want me to say it?
No, Bigheart.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that one name though? That's kind of the point.
Can you imagine if you're like?
Is that written with a lower H?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Can you imagine if you'd gone to the cinema to see June and it's starring Timothée Chalamet?
Yeah.
And Bigheart.
Bigheart. I think that's probably worse that it's one word.
Yeah.
That's not a word.
No, I
didn't realise that.
I'd respect them a bit more if it was capital H.
But then I would say, well, everything's got to be. Oh, I don't want to get bogged down.
Having only one name, or is that like a monomer? Is
nicely delivered.
It's quite a power play.
Yeah,
I can respect that.
I don't know. I'm sort of more angry about that. That's bad grammar, and I'm not here for that.
Well, it's gonna be tough if you turn up for like a shoot and it's like, "Hi, I'm Chris Ray. I'll be playing the role of the curious bartender."
Yeah.
Oh, hi, I'm Prince. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't need any introduction. He just show up.
Well, he's dead.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a shame. I'll probably never be in a movie with him now.
No, I mean, the odds were really in your favour for a while. Yeah,
that looked really on the cards, didn't it, for a long time?
Should we get out of the way, like customarily? What one, love or hate?
Well, the Jelly Babies thing really annoyed me.
Yeah.
If I'm honest with you, that really upset me.
I think hate, because also when you were like, "Oh, I don't like being left alone," I was like, there's a positive element.
People can identify with that.
Yeah. Okay. Hate it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe the next episode will all be